Welcome to the DIY Toy Cast. I'm your host Gordon, here with my co-host Brett for just, a nice laid back holiday episode. Brett suggested we talk about toys of holidays past. What else did you want to hit, Brett?
Oh, I figured we could maybe just talk about some of the new stuff that's coming out for the independent makers we like.
Oh yeah.
Desktop Vandals just had a really nice restock on his Big Cartel. I'm not sure if his Etsy's still going, but he is, I saw he's a Big Cartel now, so that's worth checking out. Just talk about what Knights of the Slice, Jesse DeStazio is getting into, talk about the newest Onell design wave for Glios proper.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. I think, we're probably all inundated and exhausted with insane amounts of shopping, bad weather, and realistically the holidays kind of they can drag on for some folks and some listeners. And I think I really pine on about how much I hate the corporatization and the retail narcissism from big global toy makers like Mattel and Hasbro. So I figure if we can just kind of, talk about the good stuff coming from indie guys around the holidays, that's probably a lot cooler than me talking about how fucking mad I am about another pre-order for a Clone Trooper, right?
Hell yeah. All right. So where do you want to start? Maybe
Yeah, if we want to go over the new upcoming stuff from makers, I figure that's like the news at the beginning. We can probably hit
sure.
that. Yeah, I don't really have anything crazy to report. I haven't picked anything too much up, but first order of business, Jesse DeStazio of Toy Pizza, friend of
That's
the
right.
pod.
Friend of the pod.
He is going to be having an amazing show at Clutter Gallery in Beacon this weekend. So, if you publish this, tomorrow, Gordon, that'll be good. So this is current. But
Yeah, and if people are in attendance, like I'll be there, so come say hi. Be very cool to see, probably some fellow squires in person.
yeah, Gordon's going to be there doing live interviews for the pod
Right.
in his stovepipe hat and trench coat, and
Right.
he's going to be regular newsy, so that'll be good.
Yeah, it's very cool that Jesse has parlayed his long-standing relationship with Josh and Miranda from Clutter. They had even done, I guess this past summer was the one and what sounds like is going to be the only time where 5 Points and Toy Pizza Con sort of combine, right?
Yeah, to my understanding, it and what Jesse has said, I think it's one and done. But
But they've always been sort of close
oh, it's
supporters of each other's stuff. I remember
right.
actually like one of the last events that I went to before the pandemic was I think maybe might have been like the 5 year anniversary show. So hopefully
Yeah,
this won't pretend anything
right.
coming. But it was very cool. He had for that show, it was the capsule, the V1 capsule that he did.
Oh,
He
right
had
on.
them all
Yeah.
shot in clear, and so like had put different Knights of the Slice figures into clear capsules and had them all
Oh,
up
that's
on the
sick.
gallery walls. That was very cool. I'm excited to see, what how he'll sort of lay stuff out in a gallery setting. To me, Sotheby really lends itself to that because
Right.
it's like right smack on that kind of overlap of, you know, semi-fine art and like toy making stuff. So they're very
Yeah.
aesthetically interesting objects.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't think anything really commands a shelf presence like a solid soft vinyl piece.
Hmm.
I mean, that really, when I came up to see you for the first time, I saw your soft vinyl. I was like, oh, this stuff stands out like crazy compared to the stuff we usually are into, like 4-inch figures. So I think it'll be cool. I'm also interested to see how the integration will be of a 4-inch soft vinyl with a neck peg
Right.
into
Yeah.
production PVC heads. And I think it's a cool way because there is such a backlog of amazing head sculpts. Like I think there's like the Dragon Knight helmet that just came out this past summer. That's going to look great on there. Or even some of the stuff from Alexander will look great
Hmm.
on there. Or, obviously like the Trilo Emissary hat that came with
Yeah.
the Psycho arm. Like that's going to look so sick on there. So,
No, it's very, I mean, I guess it's Irwin sculpt, then with some additions by friend of the prod, Carolina Cool Cat Grant, did
yeah.
some adding on. Then, other friend of the pod and former interviewee, Andres, actually did the casting of that
Yeah.
sculpt uh, to help make the molds for the vinyl. So uh, it's cool that all these different, squires and members of Knights of the Knights of the Slice project sort of have touched this along the way. And also another really cool thing I think about it is right off the bat, they're doing that kind of cool marbling technique with the two colors of vinyl. They're not just shooting it in like a solid color.
Yeah, which the great thing about marbling is, you can kind of avoid having to immediately start doing paints, right?
Right.
And I like that because on my end as a buyer, it saves me a little bit of change. But, I think marbling is really cool, and that's one of my favorite things in the resin toy scene is
Yeah.
amazing marbling. I don't think anyone's doing better than Grant, right? When he's doing his marbled and with
Hmm.
Cool Cat toys. I think about the gummy shark anchor fist that I have, like an incredible marbling scheme. It's just like it's so crazy. But yeah, I think it's awesome to see that Neely go in there. And there's not really any soft vinyl that's newly coming out that I'm well versed in that's doing marble the way Jesse's going after it. So I'm pumped about that.
Yeah, yeah, and it sounds like this might be the start of some other collaborations and projects that Clutter's going to do with other artists. And I think, you know, for us as the DIY toy cast, it's very interesting to see a potential avenue for people who, maybe wouldn't have access to have stuff produced in China or in Japan to have this place in the Northeast. There's a couple studios here in the US doing it. Mile High Sotheby, who does the Tank Dino piece for our buddy Jake. But
Oh, I didn't know he was doing Jake's. That's really cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I had been meaning to ask you who was pulling that for him, but yeah, that makes sense. I mean, for a while he was the only show in town,
Yeah, I
so
mean that's pretty much the only other one that I can think of off the top of my head, other than our buddy Max, who's out in sort of the Boston area doing his own stuff in a Jesse Moore's t-shirt shop.
yeah. Shout out to Mosquito Toy Works, friend of the pod.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, his stuff's great. I really like his little toyetic, small, very curated. Well, I shouldn't say small. He just got the his mold in for Gantus. It's going to be his big 9-inch Brontosaurus style thing. So
Excellent.
what am I? Yeah, I'm saying small. The thing's a fucking mammoth. That's going to be so sick. So that's really cool on the soft vinyl scene. What else do we have? Onell Design just had a new. I guess it's a full wave, but it feels kind of small.
I mean, this is sort of his their sort of new normal, it seems like, is doing smaller, more focused waves
Yeah,
where it's 3 to 4 figures plus your axis joint sets and your swing joint sets for the people who like to build stuff. Um,
yeah.
and you and I were saying that like although this wave didn't like particularly strike our fancy, it was clearly popular with a lot of other people. I kind of like the idea of having the Star Wars homage be a holiday tradition.
Yeah, yeah.
And it to me it makes a lot of sense for, probably Matt and Marcus having grown up with this stuff. That being a big thing to find underneath the Christmas tree would have been Kenner Star Wars figures.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one of the ways I found out about Glyos that wasn't Knights of the Slice was when they did the Glylorian wave and they had the Metrolore Commando, which was an homage to the Death Watch in The Mandalorian season one. And I was just obsessed with that, seeing these old Death Watch fighting the Confederacy in season one and the flashbacks. And I was like, what the fuck is this little weird toy that looks like a Mandalorian, but it's not? Like, I was so confused by it. And
Mhm.
like I just kind of caught it on the periphery and I wasn't ready to get into it yet. And then, a few months later I get into Knights of the Slice and the rest is history. But so, seeing the Star Wars wave, it does have a soft spot for me, but as much as I loved seeing a new Infinite Fade in and that new Sarvos is so sharp, I want Sarvos in the old, like,
Mhm.
warm gray color. I don't it was nice to sit out a wave, It
Well,
was nice to skip.
certainly
It was
after
nice.
the I feel like it's basically been since Halloween, one after another, and certainly all through like the Legion's Con period, like all the
Yeah.
Glyos makers were just like, you
Oh yeah,
know,
man.
it was a new drop every week, and it was all good stuff. Like,
Yeah, there
uh,
it's been straight heat for 3 months, so I just, I can't keep up with it. It's too much.
right, yeah. Man, what? So there was like I mean, there was the Legion's exclusive Infinite Faden
Yeah.
stuff. There was
Well,
God Beast and Funkatello's like new molds.
yeah, which
Um,
I just got my first of the new Sectivorian. That's really sharp. That's really
nice.
nice. That's a great one. So, who else? Oh, can't forget Pat Bussey, all his Biomaster stuff that came out, his
Right.
Orc fella and his new monsters, all the stuff from Cappy. Oh, we had the new stuff from Geodrac, or not Geodrax, it's from Spaced Out Design. He
Right,
had
PJ.
yeah, we had his new the new plant fella, whatever his name is. The mine,
Belgarian?
yeah, Bulgarian. Yeah, the new one that was a Ben 10 homage, which is so sick. It's nice to see something that's homage that's not from the 80s. That's
I mean,
refreshing.
Ben 10 has some seriously cool designs, and
Oh, there's some heat there for sure.
I feel like actually there in some of the conversations that Jesse and Matt have recorded together, like Matt mentioned, being a huge fan of the Ben 10 toys.
Yeah, he was all jazzed up about buying this Kevin 11 figure, the like anti-hero from the show, and I was like, it's so cool to me that this like dude in his 50s is out buying old Bandai figures when those were current. Like that's so
Mhm.
sick. But RIP to a property that's not on the shelves anymore.
Well, it lives on in its influences and,
In
homages.
Goliath.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is there anything coming out that you're interested in? Anything from the third-party toy market or international scene?
I mean,
I know you just picked up that really sick Metalder piece.
yeah, it's on the other side of the television set. Maybe I'll get
Yeah,
it. It's worth grabbing.
sweet. While Gordon's gone, everyone can feel free to admire his collection on the windowsill.
So shout outs to Sponge for helping me navigate Buy, which is like a proxy buying service for
Oh,
getting
hell yeah.
Japanese stuff. So what it is like you you go on to this site and search for something that you want to buy, and then it like you can search Yahoo Auctions Japan, I think. I think this was from like Mercari or no. I can't remember what the actual like native Japanese site that it was from. But like it was extremely sort of convoluted seeming to me because you have the person buy it on your behalf. It's shipped to the person who's a resident in Japan. They open it and inspect the package to make sure it's not damaged. And then you have them bundle stuff together and ship it to you. Um,
And interesting. I've heard of something like this for like the Yahoo auction scene,
mhm.
but I don't like this is so alien to
Yeah, to
me.
me, this is like arcane wizardry. So again, like thanks again to Sponge for walking me through this. Uh, when I created my profile, didn't realize that the state like defaults to the first state in the alphabet. So it was set to like Alabama instead of Massachusetts. So I had to
Solid.
go through like customer service to correct my address, but this made it here safely. Um,
Sick. So
yeah.
that's all plastic. Is that kind of like a figure arts?
I would say it's sort of probably a precursor to figure arts. The manufacturer was Mega House, which very well may be just like another imprint of Bandai, but
Sick. Yeah, that rules.
I think it's ABS and POM. So POM is sort of a harder, more durable plastic that are used for the black joints that are like
Okay.
in the knees and hips, and then the ABS is sort of
The armor
it
and such.
right, which is a lot harder plastic, but holds like really sharp detail very well.
Hmm.
So it's often used in a lot of robot toys. And then
Oh, hell yeah.
for
That looks
me,
sick.
like half the reason I got it was because it comes with his like goofy ass dog.
Oh, hell yeah. Is not to be confused with the amazing VR Trooper's dog that raps.
No, unfortunately,
You
this
know,
is just a
the superior version of Metalder,
right.
Ryan Steele.
No, that's just a Doberman pinscher who like talks
With
and like
yeah, what is he equipped with? Is
just
that some type of like communication device?
I
What is that? Or is that just a
I don't know.
jetpack?
It's just like a little like backpack. I don't know if
The
he's supposed
iron,
to be like a
the
cyborg or
it could very well
something,
could be, yeah, very well could be the iron lung. Yeah, I don't know. How
or
wild.
maybe
Well,
it's just
that's
he could be just
tech.
like a little voice box that lets him talk.
Yeah, like the folks that have, suffered from severe cigarette inhale and they have to have a little thing. Yeah, that's him. He just talks like that. How fun.
What about you?
Very,
Any recent pickups that were good for you?
oh, I'm sure I have something around here, but
I mean,
nothing
do you
is
have that? Don't you have
coming
that
to.
little Glyos guy near within arm's reach? The who is these guys called again? The little
Oh, Fanost. Oh, this
Fanost.
this really isn't, it's not real. This is just parts I had,
Oh, okay,
So,
nice.
but I just threw a little custom together. It's got the Glausen for the side, like the upper accessory limbs, and then the red. For the life of me, I can never remember these colors. This is Matt speaks in arcane tongues, but and then I did pick up a set of heads off of eBay, and they were these really sick metallic blue, kind of like a cobalt color with the etching over paint, the very
Mhm.
old stuff. And for the life of me, like we were talking about prior to recording, I don't even know where these are from. These heads are just so strange, and I don't know if any wave they were released in. So,
I mean, to
but
me,
yeah,
that's part
but
of
it- but
the
but it's kind of
attraction.
it's just like, oh yeah, now I made my own Fanos. That's really fun. So because he's very much become my favorite traveler, So and this is one the DX one that I picked up back around
Nice.
Halloween. So
Yeah.
and he's got his big phaser and blaster. But yeah, he rules. So I've been on kind of an Onell kick lately. So that's been my deep dive. But beyond that, no, I've just been buying, gifts for the holiday for the family, being Santa as one does in a household.
Yeah, you I think we can safely assume your son does not watch the pod, so like we can say that like
Yeah.
he's going to be getting some seriously good stuff under the tree.
Oh yeah, I probably the only 3-year-old I know of that's getting a Schleich playset, but we're going hog wild this year. It's
Good.
gonna be sick. So big dinosaur here at the house. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the pictures.
Oh, and there will be plenty. But yeah, so I guess while we're on the topic of Christmas, we could probably discuss some of toys of holidays past.
Yeah, I
Uh,
actually have one here on
oh,
the
let it rip.
desk.
What a great transition.
So this is my childhood Power Master Optimus Prime. I can't remember if
All right, I'm the zoomer here. What is that? Because I didn't do Transformers until Beast Wars.
so this actually I got this
For all of
the
our Transformers fans in the audience, don't correct us. If he gets this wrong, it's okay.
well, I think distribution where I'm at is probably slower, so this it very likely could have come out like a year or two before. But the other thing was is like back in the day, this stuff would be on the shelves for
Years,
years.
years,
Yeah, yeah.
years.
It's not like now where it's a every 6 months or whatever, it's a refresh or,
Yeah,
if you're lucky. But
yeah.
I got this, I think 1990, because I
Oh,
got
okay.
it the winter that my brother was born. So this is 35 years old.
Oh, very good.
Uh,
Shout out to Douglas, friend of the
right,
pod.
friend of the pod. Um, and so in Japan, actually, this is a different character. So there, I don't know if you've seen the Transformers like animated movie, but okay, spoiler alert,
Well,
Optimus
no.
Prime gets killed. And
Oh, yes, yes. I know of them dancing in a junkyard. That's
yeah,
and Galvatron. That's fun.
yeah. So anyway, so I mean, part of the calculated thing there was like, oh, we'll just kill off all the old cast because we're doing a product refresh, so we need to have new toys and stuff. But
Sick.
in in the US, all the kids were like freaking out, and so they're like, "Don't worry, we're bringing back Optimus Prime. Like here he is. See, he's fine." Whereas in Japan, they're like, "Optimus Prime's dead. This guy's called Jinrai." Um,
Amazing.
so completely different guy. But the gimmick here was this was along. There was like a basically these little minifigures would come with the Transformers, and so this one
Oh,
uh,
fantastic.
is a little dude.
Oh, hell yeah. Does he turn into anything or he's just a guy?
Well, so since he's a power master, the gimmick is he turns into an engine block.
Ah, okay, very
So that's
cool.
like the front-facing engine block. And
Sick.
there's a little tab in the grill of the truck that he plugs into. Uh, we'll see if I can get it. He might fall out again, in which case I'll just give up and he can kind of stay out. He's standing there. But what that does is actually this core block um, is also just the the truck, the classic.
Oh, right on. That's sick.
And
And the
so
rest, oh,
the
that's really
rest of it
cool.
is the trailer.
Oh man, that is a really fun way to do a transfer where they just are
I mean,
multiple
to
pieces.
me,
This is kind of fun.
this was always a better version because like
Oh,
in
that's
the
interesting.
classic version, you have the trailer and like once he turns into a robot, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess it was a cool base,
Yeah,
but this you could turn it into a base or it's essentially a giant mech suit that he
he
goes
lives in.
into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is pretty sick. Okay.
And like the smokestacks are like little turrets that the smaller dudes could sit in.
Yeah, we
It's
need to get you some Dionauts to hang out with him.
so there's the trailer,
Oh,
plugs in
hell
like
yeah.
that. And actually you can
Look at that. And
see
it didn't take you half an hour to transform him.
right.
Amazing.
Well, to me you can see a lot of the DNA actually of the Armada Optimus in
Oh,
this.
oh, absolutely. That was my Optimus Prime
Which
was
to me
Armada.
is again, it sort of harkens back to, a kid can figure out how to turn this into a cube and plug it in, and then
Sure.
you stick the head on it, or if you're just making it normal size Optimus Prime or Jinrai, whoever. Let's see, just gotta swing the legs down here, open this up, and then the head flips up, and you got
Yeah,
another little Optimus Prime
th
there.
yeah, this very much feels like the DNA to what Armada did.
Totally. It's just
Yeah, this is
without
great.
the infrared gimmick. And like you can
And
see all the
and
horrible stickers that I put on as
that
a
well,
young
that's fun.
child.
No, that I think that's endearing and I think it's fantastic because
I
that
mean
makes it yours.
yeah,
That's no
that's
one
why
else
I
has one
kept
like
it.
that.
And
Yeah,
like I
that's way
could I could go out and buy like a pristine version of this or whatever, or
it's
the third party modern version, but to me, like this is it.
it
Like,
yeah, it's meaningless. That those things are not nearly as compelling as the one you've spent 30 years with.
yeah, yeah. So this is sort of my, I guess, heritage piece and like, yeah. So I think, yeah, that would be my example. What are
Oh,
some ones that you can think of from
well, you know what?
your Christmas past?
I didn't think I had any handy, but you know what I do? Give me one
Oh,
second.
oh, nice. This is just the show and tell episode now.
Yeah, this is truly DIY. There's been no show preparation. We're just pulling shit off the shelf.
Right.
Um, it's funny. We were just saying about the Glyos wave, how none of it, the Star Wars stuff didn't speak to us. But ironically, the thing I'm going to show was my first Power of the Force 2 figure. The best Star Wars line, fight me. Fight me
Mhm.
in the Burger King parking lot, folks. But I got Hoth Han Solo from my brother,
Oh, nice.
which for Christmas was really, spectacular
Perfect.
because,
Yeah.
he was just immediately out in the snow with me with his pistol and assault rifle is Han Solo is wont to have in every Star Wars film.
Right.
So yeah, and he had his great karate chop looking hand ready to throw down. So really fantastic. You know, a lot of hate. Everyone hates on these a lot now, and I get it. Not everybody wanted He-Man in the '90s and Star Wars, but there's something really special about these, and not just because I grew up with them, but because they're still obtainable
Mhm.
and they're plentiful and they're cheap,
Yeah.
and I can give my kid one of these and they're going to behave 90% of them are going to behave just as they did in the 90s. And if it wasn't for this, you don't have the rampant collecting we do today. So in a way, this really is the bane of my existence in fandom. So we're really getting into a meta commentary on my love and hate for the same thing that stems from me being about 4 years old. So that's good. But no, all joking aside, this is one of my favorites, and he forever lives on my curio shelf. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
this
like I feel like you can see a lot of the stuff that we put into our own figures in that of like, the slightly in motion sculpt. Like I feel like for your Veil gas that Kenneth did, and of course I have an alternate head on him right now, but having the differently sculpted arms for like the spell casting hand and then the
Mhm.
sword holding hand. And then
Oh yeah. And
he's
that's not
even
to
done sort of
say,
the half step with like the leg that Han's doing there, where
oh,
it
very
looks like he's
much.
about to just like draw on you.
Yeah, but Vilgas is about to throw an arcane spell or draw a Morgul blade on you.
Right.
But no, I like that, that like ready for action. Worth noting, Power of the Force, some of them were too ready for action and didn't stand well.
Mhm.
I acknowledge it, but they were fun. They weren't made for the collector, and I think that's really, really endearing. I think that's a special time. But, you know, that this is one that sticks out to me. I don't have too much of my old holiday toys left, but this one's basically stuck with me through every move and event of life.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
a good one.
that's
He came with me when I moved out for college, and he went to all the houses with me since I
excellent.
moved out. So he's been a good companion. He doesn't get a lot of time in the field anymore, but he's with me. He's
Nice.
always around, keeping an eye on things.
Right. Well, once you get your tavern in order, I'm sure he'll be like sitting
Yeah, I
back with a drink or
yeah, I
something.
yeah, I mean he's gonna need it. He's gonna be sweating his ass off in that parka, but yeah. So what else do you have in the pipe, Gordy? Anything else good from the holidays?
Well, I was looking back through some like old photos, and I think I think me and my brother may have gotten our first like proper video game console system as a Christmas gift. So,
Oh, let's go.
growing up, we weren't we didn't really have like any sort of gaming PC because like we weren't supposed to have like video games at home. The exception to that was we were allowed Game Boys because we could take those in the car for long car trips.
Hmm.
Um, but it would have been when I was in middle school and my brother was towards like the end of elementary school. We finally got a GameCube. I think uh, it had been out for a little while. It might have already been out for a year because I remember getting Super Smash Brothers Melee with it, and
Oh, score.
I don't remember if that was a launch game or not.
What an incredible start.
Well, and I mean that was always the thing with the GameCube is like we would inevitably get like fighting games or racing games or anything that had sort of a two-player mode because it meant that you didn't have to like share the controller or wait for your turn, um, which
Oh
was
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever probably you didn't run into that as much with like the age gap between you and your brother, but
Oh, it was a different experience where he would be playing Super Nintendo and he would be playing Final Fantasy VI or Chrono Trigger. And was too stupid and naive and young, more importantly, to understand that I wasn't actually controlling any of the other party members.
oh
So he
nice.
would
He
he
could
would
just give you the
pl
controller, the player
yeah,
two controller.
and I would demand to play as the Moogle every time.
Excellent.
Yeah, I want to be Mog, and I didn't understand why he kept casting Ultima when I wanted him to use a dance. So
Mhm.
that's the way it went. But yeah, no, a GameCube, what a score. What color was it?
Yeah, I mean it was the classic purple
Oh, right
one.
on, right on. I had a
Yeah.
silver one, but I got mine the year before the Wii came out, so it was like peanuts. And
Oh,
the
very
whole
nice.
backlog
Oh
was
hell
there,
yeah.
like, so
Yeah, there was a lot of really good games for GameCube
bro,
and like because
bro,
it
RE4 launched on it. Everyone thinks
right.
that's a PS2 game. That's a GameCube game, baby. We just
No,
didn't have we just didn't have separate ways on it. That was and the PLR, the
mhm,
laser, the Mega Man arm,
right.
everything else we had. So yeah, that was which a lot of people remember.
Well, I remember that GameCube got a whole bunch of ports of Dreamcast games because my buddy from middle school had the Dreamcast and like had Sonic Adventure and Sonic
Hmm.
Adventure 2 as like separate games, but I think they were combined on the GameCube version. Um,
That sounds right. I was not a Sonic kid. I was more excited about playing Star Fox on GameCube, which
mhm.
had two of the best Star Fox games ever made, and then they completely forgot about that franchise shortly thereafter. Man, what a score.
Yeah,
And Melee the same day. Jesus God.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even wanted anything else. I mean, I'm sure you and your brother just beat the hell out of each other in Smash all day.
Oh, yeah, many controllers were destroyed playing Smash Brothers.
Excellent. Who was your main?
Uh, uh, I don't know if like back when I was playing with my brother in like middle school, I don't think we like had, it wasn't the
The set
parameters of
characters.
like
Yeah.
playing it competitively, which became a thing in college, and then like, all the sweaties like carrying
Oh,
their CRT TVs around.
disclaimer, I have the body of one, but I'm not a player like that. I would always gravitate towards like Link or Star Fox, you know?
No. I definitely went to some competitive melee events in college, and
Oh,
I
you
mean,
smell them before you hear them.
that was quite the scene. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I played like Samus is just a cool character because she's like,
Hell yeah.
a robot space person and like has the charge beam. I feel like I might have played. I always liked Ness because he had the baseball bat, and then like the I always liked his like dash attacks with like the shove.
Hmm.
Um, and
Yeah.
then
That
Captain
Ness is a
Falcon.
the best.
Captain
The
Falcon's
be
just
the
fun. Yeah.
the best character. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
Also,
taunting
okay.
people constantly with the show me your moves is just like
Also,
priceless.
how on earth they have not made a World of Nintendo figure of that is beyond me. Because Captain Falcon is such a toyetic character.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean, and like he's one of the few characters where like I would want some good articulation on him so he can do like all the crazy like flippy poses and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can just do what they've been doing with the World of Nintendo line, which is fairly good.
Mhm.
And like they did the Streets of Rage figures. Instead of giving him they could give him the Falcon Punch fire effect on his arm or the Falcon kick on his foot. That'd be sick.
Oh, is that so? Is Jack Pacific doing the World of
Sega?
Nintendo figures?
Yeah, there's that Jazzwares.
I can't remember.
Oh, let's ask the internet.
Do some live Google.
Yeah. All right, folks. We're doing it live.
Because like I love the recent whatever Joe Musashi figure that they
Yeah, that
did.
figure rules. It would seem Jack Pacific is doing them.
Okay, like yeah, because like if you just kind of slightly altered the sculpt on this, like this would be a perfect Captain Falcon because he's got the full
Oh
range
yeah.
of, double knees and like as much
His
as we were
double knees. That's insane.
but actually like we were talking last time with Jacob, he
Yeah.
has the double knee. I guess you do get the full range, but he has a double elbow, but because he's got the big bicep, he's
He's too
really
jacked
only
for his
getting
own good. Yeah.
a little past 90 degrees. So like that could honestly be a single joint. I'm not sure you're getting much with that. But he's
Yeah,
got like
that's okay. Yeah, that's that wow, what a figure. That looks great.
and it's insane. They're like $10 if you can find them at Walmart or
Well, and they're
whatever it
like
is online.
well, they're always on clearance now on Walmart. I think the last time I saw him and Gilius Thunderhead, the dwarf from Golden Axe, for like $6.
Yeah, and like he has his sword
Actually
like
goes in the
goes
sheath.
in the sheath.
Holy
His
shit.
it's
Does he
they
hold it
actually
well?
sculpted they sculpted the hand so that his sword holding hand is sort of a closed one, so it slides in real nice.
Oh.
And then he has like an open action hand,
Oh,
so he can
Hasbro,
use.
take notes.
Yeah, no, this is flawless execution. Should not be. It's like criminal how little they're charging for this. Um,
Yeah, this is
this is
what
better than most Figma.
Yeah, this is what I want. Like, this is what I wish Star Wars did with their toys.
But
Like,
yeah,
this is incredible. Oh my God.
no, actually playing with this figure made me go and buy the recent game on Steam, which is a lot
Oh,
of fun.
sick. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, well, we're on the topic of Christmas consoles of holiday past. I wanted to share mine, which was an N64 in third
Oh,
grade.
very nice.
And th this is not early on in the console's lifespan. This is whenever Fantasticolor was out, so they had the whole rainbow to pick from, and
Hmm.
I got the translucent blue one, which I was very fond of.
Hmm.
But I had that and GoldenEye on Christmas morning,
I
and
mean,
nothing else
well,
mattered.
yeah, yeah, like,
And nothing else mattered. It was irrelevant. Nothing else. I can't tell you a single figure I got that day. That nothing mattered.
no, you were probably locked in.
Oh, let's just say I was mowing down those commies. Okay. I was out for the Soviets. But no, it was man, what a fantastic Christmas. I can vividly remember sneaking out at 3 in the morning, no one's awake, and I was like, oh, Santa came, perfect. I sneak out and one at a time, I'm pulling small packages to take back to my room to open up in bed with me. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting N64 games. That's so crazy. I don't have an N64. And I get through 3 games and I'm like, oh my God, there's an N64 out there. And then I end up like opening it, like geeking out silently. And then I just bring everything into my room and shut the door and then fall asleep on the floor holding the N64 in the box. And then
Oh yeah.
my parents like wake me up at 10 because they slept in because they expected me to wake up,
Hmm.
obviously. And they were like, "Oh, you found it. Great." And I was like, "This is the best Christmas ever." So that was a very, 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 very fun one. Yeah, the N64 went pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm no, I only ever played it at friends' houses, but I feel like, I mean, I guess it's true with any console. Like waiting a little bit into the console, like life cycle is always when the best ship is going to be there, and like you can get it for a better deal rather than having to deal
I
with like the rush of a new system.
in my post-college years, in my early 20s, I ironically would like day one buy a console and be like, there's nothing to fucking play. This is horseshit. Like, I'm so stupid. Like, you moron. You spent full price for nothing. Like, I should have just waited until
Hmm.
the end of the Xbox One, whenever it's in 4K,
Hmm.
paid the same price as it was at launch for a terrible console, and just have an incredible backlog,
Hmm.
or like PlayStation. Like I bought a PS5 at launch because they announced Knights of the Old Republic. That game's nowhere to be found, and there's some decent stuff on there, but there's nothing that I've been like, yep,
Hmm.
thank God I bought this. So, yeah, I think the lesson here is, wait till 90 days after the next gen console's announced and buy the current one. And that advice is free. You can take that to the bank, folks.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
So maybe talking about like looking ahead to the coming year, what sort of is on the horizon? Maybe let's start with like projects that we're excited to be working on. I know we both constantly have sort of long lists of stuff that we intend to get to.
Wow, you caught me off guard with that.
I'm happy to go first if you want.
Currently, I have nothing going on.
Hey,
So,
that's
which is
awesome.
nice. Nothing happening. But that's not to say I don't have stuff on the back burner. Um, well, I guess we could probably discuss this. This is a fun one. So I have taken it upon myself, speaking with Mosquito Toy Works, I'm going to start working on my first run of American produced vinyl,
Hell yeah.
and it's going to be the ooze plasm, the ones that everyone's already got a million of, but a different size. It's going to be a little hollow inside, so you can rest on a figure. And this will be out of soft vinyl. This is just a resin print, of course, but it's going to be nice diameter. It's something that I think vinyl and Safubi here in the States isn't doing is impulse buy stuff.
Mhm.
And I want, I like my toys to be for everyone, and I like the idea of vinyl not being art toy only, invite only anymore.
Totally.
And if people don't like that, but you don't have to buy it, that's okay. But it's pretty cool to take that sculpt and run it to death in prints and be like, you know what, we're gonna go into production with it. So Max is at Mosquito Toy Works is currently working on that now, getting it poured up and into vinyl. So probably expect to see that sometime in early 2026, hopefully. And then we'll be doing the next run of the Veilgast, my character that
Excited for
Gordon
that.
showed off. And if anyone was paying attention to the video, there was a purple one, so that'll be what's coming. It'll be the Void Touched Purple Glow.
Yeah, this is the
So
color again. His head is like over out of reach, but
that's okay. Well, yeah, now he's a wizard.
right.
But he'll have a new Nazgul themed head sculpt where he'll have no helmet underneath, so it'll just be the blank face.
Mhm.
And he'll come with the original helmeted head too. So, and the sword, of course, maybe a few other things. We'll see. I'm not really sure yet. But I guess this will probably be a great segue to mention it that Gordon and I are teaming up
That's right.
into 2026. Yeah, we probably should have led with this. Uh, are teaming up we have launched Goblin Toy Forge, which will be our new site where we're going to release, all of our products through it.
Mhm.
Um, if you've bought from me before through Aegis Bazaar, same exact format on Big Cartel, just new website domain. And there's going to be a new Instagram that's already out now for Goblin Toy Forge. We're currently doing the history of the cursed armor on there, talking about some new stuff. Gordon and I are taking some steps to evolve cursed armor into, I don't know, probably the 30th iteration of this character. So,
Maybe.
but
I
no,
was
that's,
actually thinking back. It's all. I think this New Year's it will be 2 years old officially. It's been
oh,
two complete years that I've been making this character and like
oh,
iterating on.
amazing. Oh, well,
Yeah,
what a perfect time for this to come to fruition then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's an odd twist of fate, but very important, I would say. So yeah, we're talking about the history of the cursed armor and what's to come with that in 2026. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to that evolution. I don't want to give too much away. That's a kind of your baby, Gordy, so I don't want
Mhm.
to, I've definitely been the man on the trumpet for that idea, but we'll cross that bridge we come to it. But a lot of vinyl in our future, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. And like in the meantime, we're both still very hot on making our own stuff in TPU. I put up like an Instagram post with a claim sale for like my big burly dude.
Oh yeah,
The
the Buff Boy.
I alternately call him either just the barbarian or I had done a bunch with like yellow hair and like axes and called them Vikings.
Yeah.
Um, and so my hope is to keep running these. I'm really liking the Kenner Plus style TPU figures in their durability, their ability to do swaps to make different characters like this. This is just the barbarian head on Brett's figure, and all of a sudden you get a wizard.
Hey,
Um,
we got glass at home, baby.
right, yeah, and like even if you think back to, the origin point of this stuff, if you look at the old Star Wars Kenner figures, they're doing limb swaps and head swaps with sort of the same torso or,
Hmm.
leg set. And so I think it's a really cool uh, kind of way to go about design to use the idea of modularity and figure out how many iterations of a character can I get by introducing one new part, two new parts,
Right.
and then making it different colors and doing different paint apps.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the real fun of once you have the figure made and to say design, not made, you can really start to experiment with it. Like, that demon head you did for the barbarian
Mhm.
and how that effortlessly worked on cursed armor, effortlessly worked on your knight you did, effortlessly worked on Veilgast. And it was just like, okay, I guess we're doing demons this year. I mean, it just worked amazingly. So, but no, that was super sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm loving the TPU side quest we're on. It's very fun and it might not be everybody's cup of tea at first sight, but once you get them in hand and you start playing with them, it's just like, holy shit, I can shove this in my pocket and actually play with it, mess with it. I can give it to anybody, any kid. They can beat on it, play with it, and it's not going to break. And they take paint great,
Yeah.
and they're, we can sell them for cheaper. They're cheaper to produce.
Mhm.
And more importantly, they're fun. We're not having headaches over resin. We're not chipping thumbs. We're not breaking legs. We're
Mhm.
making strong, durable stuff at home. So I'm really enjoying the TPU, and all for naught. We did have a great guest with Lausmer on and his amazing stuff with TPU, which makes I,
I mean,
what else could be said? My man's a trendsetter and he's a
yeah.
Renaissance man. So
Yeah. No, no, and actually, looking back over, we've only been doing this since September, but each interview has always been like a huge source of like energy for me, makes me want to go back and work on my own stuff. Excited to see like what other people are doing out there. It's been very cool the variety of approaches that we've gotten to hear from all our different guests over the past couple months.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, and it's really encouraging to see the veracity in which these people were tackling stuff. And, like
Totally.
Jacob, who we just talked with on Desktop Vandals, he's selling this stuff and he's doing very well for himself. He's making some incredible figures. And then you have Lausmer, who Lewis, he's just doing this for the love of the game.
Yeah,
There's no money in this. He's doing it for sport.
right.
And I think there's something so pure and so, idealistic and fun in that where it's just he's just having fun. And
Mhm.
I think getting into that TPU stuff really let me have fun again with the hobby because I had done so many TPU jointed figures and I
Mhm.
had assembled so many blocks Zord that I was like, I am sick of this cube, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
and and, and
I
they're
feel that
fun.
way about the
Cursed on.
articulated cursed armor. I'm like, I think that's going into crypt for a while now.
Well, and you know what? I think it's okay. I mean, as far all this overstock you gave me is sold, so unless you have any floating around, I
No,
don't.
I mean, I'm keeping that one. That's the personal
That's the
copy
baby.
there.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have it for the archive. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, and I love them. I think they're great. I think it's some of the best stuff you've did with a mixed material figure. But the assembly on that, your thumbs must have been writhing in agony.
I mean, not for nothing, the finger is covered in spikes, and so if you make that out of a hard material, they'll stab you. They'll stab you
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and that's why we transitioned to TPU for our thumbs and for the safety of the children at large. So
Right.
that's good. But yeah, it's been a hell of a side quest going on for the TPU thing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what production yields here stateside next year. I
Mhm.
love what Max is doing at Mosquito Toy Works. I love all of his little Pachymon inspired style,
Mhm.
small curated vinyl. And I don't think there's anybody better to take on my little ooze slime creatures than him. I think Mile High would do an amazing job, but I think Max really gets what I'm trying to do. And, he's East Coast, I'm East Coast. I kind of like it.
Mhm.
So, and, I want to see someone new in the scene that's up and coming tackle it. And it's way cooler than me paying tariffs on production stuff coming over from overseas. So,
Totally.
more vinyl is good for everybody.
And I'm very excited that we've managed to put the brainworm in our friends. Derek, for example, now has his own bamboo printer. And so I think we'll start to see, more of our compatriots playing with the filament stuff as well and doing sort of mixed stuff in resin and in filament for 3D printed stuff.
Oh
And
no, they will submit to the TPU. Just as Glyos is PVC, the homebrew will be TPU. It will be the way it is.
but I feel like spending all that time doing the resin 3D printing and sort of, thinking at that level of detail and also being willing to put in that much work into the post-processing means that like they're not going to be making slop. They're going to be making some
No.
seriously good figures. Now
No,
they'll just be able to do it 10 times faster and 10 times easier.
well, yeah, and all joking aside, I mean, we've already started to mess around with some TPU polycaps for resin, and thank God for Jake enlightening us on that.
Yeah.
So being it, seeing how he did it, and then us kind of taking our riff on it for how it could work with resin, how, our friends have been doing it for the other makers. I think everyone's gonna see some really fantastic stuff. If you want a higher end collectible that's not as toyetic as the stuff I'm doing, that's not as playable. You want something that's really nice on the shelf that you can still mess with. There's going to be some really incredible stuff coming from our resident friends. I mean, really, really, really crazy stuff coming next year.
Yeah. What do you think? Anything else that you want to hit f for this holiday episode?
No, I mean, I don't really intend to start caroling, but maybe two or three more of these Yingling Black and Tans I might. But no, I don't think I do. You know, I want to thank everybody for checking out what we've been up to these past couple months. I
Yeah.
appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and listening to us, gab on incessantly about articulation, fandom, and friendship. It's been a blast recording it, and it's been a blast just hanging out with you, Gordon. So I'm really glad we decided to do this.
Yeah,
Uh,
likewise.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to what next year holds. I'm sure we'll probably get an episode recorded between now and New
Probably
Year's,
knowing
but
us. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it seems we're pretty compulsive, but yeah, man,
I mean,
I
I'll
don't.
have to give my my post show post show post mortem on the Toy Pizza show that's coming
Yeah,
this
that
weekend.
I think that'll be a good New Year's episode.
Yeah.
That being, maybe we can get you live with that trench coat and stovepipe hat. Our
I
newsy, and then I'll just be reporting in from my desk junket here.
yeah, I make no promises. I'll probably be three sheets to the wind, but I'll certainly be
Good.
happy to discuss afterwards.
Yeah, that seems like a much better proposition than me having you live report.
So I guess in the meantime, we'll say happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in. Brett, you want to tell people where they can find you online?
Yeah, of course. You can find me as always at Aegis Station on Instagram, and you can also find Gordon and I's mutual project at goblintoyforge.com and Goblin Toy Forge on Instagram. So check
Yep.
those out. All the shipping and everything is going to be handled identically how it has been by me. So nothing changing there. Just a fresh coat of paint, some fresh stuff, and shout outs to our friend the Nobby Wood, a fantastic artist handling some killer work for us on
Yeah,
the
that
art
logo
front.
is
So
sick.
yeah, so check that out. I can't thank the Dobby Wood enough. He's a killer. He absolutely just crushed the art on it. He flying colors. So check that out. If you like what we're doing, be sure to give him a follow too. Gordon, where can
Totally.
people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Vladimir the Batamir, and you can find me here on YouTube. I've been loving to see all the likes and comments. It's great to see sort of people come back episode to episode, give us some support, say that they learned something, took some inspiration. That's why we do this. We do it because we love it, and it's awesome if we can kind of, spread that positive vibes around. So until next episode, thanks for tuning in, and catch you later.
Bye.